Welcome to a few days in my life as a watercolor artist and illustrator, as I take you through some magical moments in between the big projects as we navigate the struggles of being an independent artist and bridging the gap between our ideas and skills. At the moment, my prints are also currently on sale before they disappear forever on the 10th. And today we are going to be designing my 2025 calendar. So my business started off with me creating my 2020 calendar, and I created it like the week after I finished year 12, and I was just like so coming off a high of studying for 4 weeks and then 4 weeks of exams, and I was just like, what am I doing with myself? What am I doing with my time? And I created my very first calendar, and I just sold it at a few farmers markets and in one coffee shop. And since then, every single year I have created a calendar, and every year has a different theme, it has a different message, and has different paintings. This year, I want to create 2 calendars. One which is Kangaroo Island inspired, and those pieces will actually be on show at my solo exhibition at the end of this year. And the other calendar will be for you guys and is not inspired by Kangaroo Island. So I thought I would share my 2 ideas with you. The first one, of course, Kangaroo Island inspired, which I really wanted to do like secret spots that no one has visited, because the Kangaroo Island coastline has very iconic pictures, which I've illustrated and painted over and over again. So this time I wanted to paint landscapes and coastlines that I haven't done before. Number 2 is a calendar for you guys. Now, I would love to create little series, 25 by 25 watercolor illustrations, and I am at the moment wanting to create 2 series. So there might be 2 calendars, guys, but at the moment there's one, and it's called like flowers blooming. So flowers that are in full bloom. We're all going to grow and bloom in 2025. That's like the motto and the meaning of this calendar. And yeah, I really want to kind of illustrate all these paintings in super detail so we can kind of take in that beauty and be inspired by it. And every flower has a different message, a meaning, and a symbol for the year, which I might write down in a little inscription on the bottom of the calendar as well. Let's get on to it. Firstly, I just want to say thank you so much for 18,000 subscribers. That is crazy. I swear last week we only had 12. Feeling so grateful and blessed. Thank you all so much for following the journey. But right now I am just cutting up all the paper for my 2025 illustrations. Anyway, hey guys, I am so behind schedule for my 2025 calendar that today we're going to do a lot of work. I really want to paint the first flower, so January's flower, and I also need to paint the second piece for my Kangaroo Island calendar. So we got to get on it. We got to get moving. I do need to do a few things before that, which will probably go packing prints, photographing some very original paintings that I'm going up for sale. So yeah, that's something I'm going to do first, and then we're going to get into painting because I'm so far behind schedule. We need to pump those out. We need to get painting. So less talk, more work. Now, before I could get into painting, I had to photograph all of my very original watercolors because they will be going for sale very soon. If you see any you like, just email me and it's yours. But I also had to package some very last prints of Kangaroo Island landscapes I had painted a while ago, and I shipped those off. If you didn't catch at the beginning, my 3 or 4 watercolor paintings, Nostalgia, I Turned 22 Today, Wonderland, and the Fairy one, are all currently on sale for 23% off with code BDAY, and I will actually be removing them from my site forever on the 10th as we make way for new projects. So if you wanted a print, grab one now. I wanted to chat a little bit now about the meaning of watercolour and what it means to paint in watercolour for me, because currently, as every artist does, we always have friction in our work and we always have things that we don't like and we don't like to paint. Like, I don't like the colour blue, and sometimes when I'm painting, I'll look at a piece and I'll be like, oh my god, Chantal, that's disgusting. Chantal, you could have done so much better, or it doesn't completely resonate with me, and I know that I can produce a much better work. However, sometimes you just need to create work that is simple and that just gives you joy. And I feel like these calendar pieces are that. They're not complicated. They're not a phenomenal masterpiece like my children's books. They're just little simple paintings that are inspired by photographs and realism. And for that, I am really developing my skills and my technique and how I go about translating something on paper with watercolor to evoke a certain emotion. And all these paintings for both of my calendars really inspire you to look back and appreciate life and its simple moments. And maybe that's all these paintings need to be. They don't need to be extra and masterpieces, because when I photograph them and shrink them down to the calendar size as well, they're going to be way more detailed and actually portray exactly what I want them to. So sometimes I think to myself that I overcomplicate the projects I create for myself, and I need to take the time to appreciate what they are. Today I have to work on 2 pieces for my 2025 calendar. I have to work on a commission portrait, which is super exciting. I love my commission work. And I also need to design and perhaps paint the poster for my art exhibition and music festival, which is happening on November 30th this year. It's called Daydreamers, and it's so exciting. I'm going to be taking you guys along the entire journey of that event. I've already started filming, back in June, July, organising the musicians, taking you guys all the way through. So that's going to be super, super exciting to show you. Anyway, now before we get started, I just want to say thank you to Magic Mind. If you guys have never heard of it before, it is the world's first mental performance shot. It gives you so much clarity in your mind and strengthens your focus throughout the day. I've been trying it out for more than 7 days now, and over the course of the last 9 days, there's 2 main things that I've noticed. And the first one is that my energy levels are very steady throughout the day. They're very consistent. Like, I don't get big fluctuations as much. The second thing is that my mind is really clear. I have a lot of clarity in what I'm thinking. It's like my mind is walking through a fresh open field of grass after a fresh rain. That's how I would describe it. This is my genuine experience trying Magic Mind. So if you're someone who suffers from a lack of energy, a lack of focus, or you just don't like caffeine, like me, I hate caffeine and I get the jitters and I just want a boost of energy without that side effect, then I definitely would recommend trying out Magic Mind. I've linked them down in my description, and I'm going to take one today because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 projects to do, 4 paintings that I need to start and get done, which is a lot in the next 5 hours. So cheers to that, and let's go. You guys can also use my code ChantalLeonhardt20 for up to 48% off your next order in the next 10 days. Hi guys, I just spent the last hour and a half sketching out all my pieces. So we have one that I already started, which is for my 2025 calendar, Kangaroo Island Secret Spots, that I have actually started. And then I also have a rose for February, which is for my 2025 Bloom calendar. And then I also took like an hour to sketch out my commission painting, and I think it's going to be my best one yet. And I also have that one to do. And then I also have my Daydreamers art exhibition and music festival poster that I'm going to illustrate myself, and I'm very excited for that. But I also don't want to rush my commission painting, so I'm gonna actually leave that for another day, and I really just want to get started with my poster. So I actually think I will start with my poster, finish that, and then I will go on to my Kangaroo Island painting, finish that, and then go on to the rose very last. Let's see how far we go. Let's go. This was the ugliest poster I have ever painted, and I spent around 3 hours doing it. And you know what? That's okay, because I wouldn't have known that it was going to be ugly unless I did it. But I didn't use that poster. Anyway, this is the second piece for my 2025 calendar, and I'm the type of person that is super picky about what they're painting, and if it doesn't look right, then I'm very upset with myself. I don't know if anybody can relate to that. I'm like, why did my skills not match what was inside my brain? And so I really want to take my time with my illustrations as well to create works that I'm really proud of and are also still simple and radiate that simplicity and that joy and those magical moments. And so there's really this kind of divide between, should I spend 10 plus hours on each painting and create exactly how I want it to, or should I just create it for the sake of creating? I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but honestly, I don't have the time to spend 10 plus hours on every illustration and nitpick every single rock that I'm painting. That's what my children's book pages are for. And so I think just taking the time to do simple illustrations forces me to experiment with things that I'm not used to. But I also think to myself, am I wasting really good high quality paper if I do this? I don't know. I feel a lot of resentment if I don't push myself to the limits every single time. Artex was kind enough to send me some art materials, and I really want to play with them because I would like to do a workshop in my studio here using some soft oil pastels, and I was like, I need to try them out. They look so nice and so professional, and they look very soft as well. So I'm going to try them out. I might do a little Monet type inspired piece. One of the ways that I get out of a bit of an art funk is I experiment with materials that I don't usually use. And I have never used soft oil pastels before, but oh boy, I am obsessed. These Artex soft oil pastels were so smooth, were so buttery, were so nice to work with and experiment, and it makes me appreciate my love for watercolor so much more as well when I try a new medium, because I think I did love that. I would love to use this more. But you know what I love more than these materials? My watercolors, even though they were really, really nice. If you're looking to get out of a bit of an art funk and you're not happy with the work you create in your current medium, go and experiment with different other mediums, because you're probably really bad and really poor at using them, and then you look back and you're like, no, need to go back to what I'm used to. Not that I think I'm really bad or poor at using these oil pastels, because they were so easy to use, and so I just loved the contrast that I was able to create with these oil pastels. I did a layer of the white first, and then I did some layering with some different colors, and then smoothed that out with a smudge brush and my fingers, and then on top of that I did some really nice textured blobs for those lily pads and those reflections, and that texture just contrasts so nice with the smooth gradient below, and I just love it. I think I need to create a series with oil pastels. I mean, they just looked so scrumptious and look so edible, and the way the colors are so vibrant and complement each other, delicious. I had so much fun. Thank you so much to Artex for sending me these oil pastels, and if you guys are looking to experiment in another medium and you love Monet and his style, 100% recommend these, because they were super easy to dive into. Like, I mean, look at this masterpiece I just created. I've never used them before. I just want to say thank you so much, Artex, for sending me the soft oil pastels, because now I am absolutely obsessed and I want to do more of them. I think it's always really good to experiment and try new mediums and try things that you don't usually do in your like work art practice life, because this was so much fun, so relaxing, but I'm also obsessed with them and I want to do more. And I think to myself, I might make a collection of like 9 of them and maybe more, to have them just this size. I think this is 5x7, and have them for sale at my Daydreamers end of year art and music festival on November 30th, because I think they would sell, and I would just have them for like $50, maybe a little bit more. I'm going to go put this away and pack up. I'm going to get my watercolors out and we're going to paint the 2 pieces for my 2024 calendar. Let's head on into it.